Alright guys, I'm back again. Still the 29th. Let you see my pretty face again. I keep talking about this 3-acre field that doesn't look that good. Well, I'll let you be the judge. I'm kind of in a, not a terrible spot here, but this is probably the worst spot of the field. And once again, I don't know how to flip this stupid thing around, but anyhow, I'll try and pan here. Lots of weeds. This field I may have to have them come in and spray sooner than later because it's getting overrun, and I think that most of the problem is especially on this end here, the groundhogs have been working on this. So I planted clear, well, not quite to those trees, probably 20 feet away, and there's nothing on the edge over there. This isn't too bad behind me here. There's some beans here, but as I flip around here towards my truck, this is a waterway here on down to the truck, and it comes up and goes over to the edge of that tall grass there. And so we'll go through here. I should get over here and brush hog this down, but it's a long way to go for 10 minutes worth of work. But whoa, there's a big chunk of asphalt. Yeah, this field, this is the 3rd year I've farmed this, and this was like a pasture that I turned over with a moldboard plow 2 years ago. Well, yeah, it had been 2016. I came in here in the spring and turned this over, planted corn. Amazingly, the corn did pretty well, other than groundhog or raccoon and deer damage, which was mostly on the edge of the field down here along the trees. It didn't do too bad. I filled 2 gravity wagons and had probably a half a bin in the combine yet. I just brought 2 wagons back in here because I didn't know what it would make. And I'll show you here. See along this edge, you see the grass behind me? I planted in there, and then groundhogs have wiped this out. But so there's nothing on the edge here, but this field, there was a lot of crap in there. The beans don't look horrible back through there. I mean, it canopied over nice and everything. It's just the deer and the groundhog pressure in here is a little harder, and they're chewing the tops off, so these beans aren't going to get as tall. I lied in that other field back on the 4th of July. I said I didn't think those beans would get knee high. Well, I was obviously wrong, because I've got some in there up halfway up my thigh. Even these are knee high here where I'm walking through, or close to it. But they're not bad out in here. Not bad. I planted that other field first, so I kind of had to feel for the split in the rows, so I didn't do too bad in here. I got a spot right here behind me that's a little thin, that I didn't get the rows split, so it didn't canopy as quick, or isn't going to canopy as quick. But once again, you know, a little bit of rain. This field at the far end down there, if you look towards that orange, there's a wet hole down there. It was a little damp when I planted, not horrible. I got through it, but not all the beans came up. Some of them were drowned out, but I don't know, there'll be beans in here. I think this field made roughly 30 bushel the acre last year. I don't look for it to make any more than that. So if I get 2/3 of a bin on the combine in here, I guess I'd probably be happy. I mean, you always want more, but yeah, well, there's some poo. Looks like rabbit poo. Yeah, rabbits too. I'm sure there's rabbits over here and they come in and eat this stuff. But yeah, all this thick crap behind me, that was planted clear over here with beans. It just, the groundhogs wiped these out pretty quick, and then the weeds took over. So I'll probably have to get them over here to spray this sooner than later. That other field, boy, it'd be nice if I didn't have to spray that one. But yeah, I might do something different here in the future, the near future. Maybe do some videos on some different things, try and maybe say a little more about myself, and let some of you guys that have been following me for a while, or even the new people, let you know kind of where I'm coming from on this farming stuff. Let you know how I've gotten into it and why, and what I'd like to do in the future and whatnot. So maybe a little more in-depth personal stuff, not too much, but there's quite a few guys out there that I follow on YouTube and Instagram that know me a little better than others, so we'll try and maybe catch some of you other people up to speed a little bit and let you know a little bit more about me, and I'll call it my operation, although it's only about 50 acres. What I do and how I do it and why I do it, and maybe give you a little more insight, help you understand where I'm coming from here. So anyhow, I'll wrap this one up. Like I say, this field's a little hairy. Definitely need some spray in here. Whoop, there we go. I don't know, maybe it won't even show up being that far away, but you can see right behind me there's that little waterway, and then there's a lot of crap in here, and right behind me there's a lot of junk. But like I say, this field's mainly the animal pressure taking over, but it's at the same stage. There's lots of flowers, you know what's there, and like I say, I think with rain there's more potential here. A few years ago, when was that? That would have been 2 years ago. In the fields that I have corn in right now, they were beans 2 years. Back in 16, we had a pretty good growing season that year. We were pretty good on moisture, and we had about a month where we were dry, and then we started getting rains about the 1st of August. And I noticed in those bean fields that they were, say they were waist high, and they had blossoms on them, blooms, and they were forming pods. We started getting that rain in August, and I saw new blossoms forming on them, so that, that rain came quick enough that it actually benefited later in the season, and those yields were really good that year. Now last year, the rain turned off about the middle of July, and we didn't really get good rain until mid to late September, which is amazing because we had some decent crops. Beans weren't that great around here, but there was some good corn, and for not having any around here, they say rain in August makes corn, and we didn't get any rain and we still had corn. So I don't know, I think it's genetics too. Genetics in this corn makes a big difference from say 30 years ago, or even 15-20 years ago. So anyhow, I've rambled on long enough. I just want to let you guys know that I'm still out here and still doing stuff, and just been busy, and there's more to come in the future. So take care.